Hey there, friends. Before we dive into today's spine-chilling story, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more gripping tales. All right, get cozy, and let me take you into one of the most unsettling experiences of my life. It all started a couple of years ago during the cold, damp nights of November. I had just moved to a new town for work, a small, sleepy place surrounded by dense woods and tales as old as time. The locals whispered about the old house at the edge of town, claiming it was haunted. Naturally, I didn't believe in ghost stories, so when I found out that my rented place was only a stone's throw from the haunted house, I didn't think much of it. The first few nights were peaceful. The soft rustling of leaves and the distant hoot of an owl became my nightly companions. But everything changed on the fourth night. I remember waking up suddenly at around 3 a.m., drenched in sweat. My room was pitch dark, save for a faint glow coming from the woods behind the house. It felt strange, like someone or something was watching me. I shook it off as just a bad dream and forced myself back to sleep. The next morning, I barely remembered the incident, brushing it off as nothing more than my imagination playing tricks on me. A week later, I began noticing small things that didn't add up. My keys wouldn't be where I'd left them. The books on my shelf seemed slightly out of place. And then there was the laughter, a soft, childlike giggle that seemed to echo through the house late at night. I first heard it while brushing my teeth. The sound was so clear, I spun around to check if someone was in the hallway, but it was empty. My heart pounded, and I tried to rationalize it. Maybe it was the wind, or a neighbor's TV. The nights grew longer, and the laughter became more frequent, more pronounced. One night, as I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, the giggle turned into a faint whisper. I strained to hear it, convincing myself it was just in my head. But then, it spoke my name. Alex. The sound was so soft, so chilling that I felt my breath catch in my throat. I froze, unable to move or even blink. When I finally gathered the courage to sit up and turn on the light, the room was empty. But as I scanned the dark corners, I noticed something unusual. Wet footprints leading from the window to the middle of the room, stopping right at the foot of my bed. I didn't sleep for the rest of the night. Days turned into weeks, and I started feeling like I was losing my grip on reality. My co-workers noticed my pale complexion and the bags under my eyes. I even caught myself nodding off at my desk more than once. But the real terror came one stormy night when the power went out. The house was swallowed by darkness, and all I could hear was the pounding rain and the distant roll of thunder. I fumbled for my flashlight and stumbled into the living room, where a cold draft made me shiver. And then I saw her, a shadowy figure of a young girl standing by the window. She was facing away, her long hair dripping with water. My flashlight flickered, casting dancing shadows across the walls. "Who's there?" My voice trembled as I spoke, breaking the heavy silence. The figure slowly turned, and I saw her eyes, dark, hollow, and full of an unspeakable sadness. Before I could react, the power came back on, flooding the room with light. She was gone, as if she'd never been there. But the wet footprints remained, leading out the door and down the hallway. That was the last night I spent in that house. I packed my bags and left the next morning, never looking back. I later found out from a local historian that the house once belonged to a family who mysteriously disappeared decades ago. The youngest daughter, a girl named Eliza, was never found. Some say her spirit still roams, waiting for her family to return. So, what do you think? Have you ever experienced anything like this or heard stories that made your spine tingle? Drop a comment below and let me know. And remember, if you enjoyed this story, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more eerie tales. Stay safe out there, friends.